Have you ever sat silently under a starry sky, gazing at the vastness above, and wondered, what is the true meaning of life? What am I chasing after? And does it really bring me happiness? Amid the whirlwind of daily worries, work, family, expectations, and responsibilities, haven't we all longed for a moment of peace? A sanctuary where our souls can rest? But where does that peace reside? Is it in career advancement, perfect relationships, or material comforts? Let us, like two companions on a shared journey, explore not the things outside ourselves but the path leading back to our inner being. In the gentle light of Buddhist wisdom, we'll discover that the answers are not found in distant places but right within the awakened heart of each of us. Impermanence, a lesson from life today. Do you remember the last time you felt pure, unfiltered joy? Perhaps it was when you achieved a major milestone at work, enjoyed a wonderful vacation, or simply shared a warm meal with your family. But then, you probably noticed that this happiness didn't last forever. One day, an unexpected event, a loss, a failure, or even just a small change, reminded you of how fragile everything truly is. This is impermanence, the unchanging law of life. In this world, everything is constantly changing. The Buddha taught us that nothing is permanent, not our emotions, relationships, health, or even our very existence. Yet, instead of accepting this truth, we often cling tightly to what is familiar, hoping it will stay the same forever. This resistance not only exhausts us but also leaves us vulnerable to disappointment and suffering. Take modern business history as an example. Nokia was once a global icon in mobile technology, dominating the market for over a decade. But when the iPhone emerged and technology evolved rapidly, Nokia failed to adapt and went from being a market leader to a memory of the past. Similarly, Kodak, a name once synonymous with photography, fell from grace because it didn't recognize the potential of digital photography, a technology it had ironically pioneered. Both companies seemed unshakable in their prime, but their stability turned out to be an illusion. Impermanence taught them a hard lesson. Nothing lasts forever, not even at the pinnacle of success. In our personal lives, impermanence touches every corner. You may have thought a relationship would last forever, that a job would be your lifelong career, or that your health would remain steady. Then, the unexpected happens, a close friend drifts away, a job is lost, or an unforeseen illness arises. These moments can leave you feeling unsteady, wondering why life seems unfair. Yet in truth, it's not unfair, it's simply the natural order of things. Accepting impermanence doesn't mean giving up or becoming pessimistic. On the contrary, it helps you recognize the value of the present. When you understand that nothing is eternal, you cherish each moment more deeply. Instead of trying to control everything, you learn to adapt like a river bending and flowing around obstacles. You stop clinging to success and letting failure weigh you down. Instead, you see both as waves that rise and fall, leaving behind a sense of peace for the observer. Looking deeply into impermanence also brings freedom. When you stop grasping at what's beyond your control, life becomes lighter. Consider the story of Steve Jobs, the co-founder of Apple. Jobs once said that being aware of his mortality allowed him to live more fully. He knew life was finite and that today's achievements might lose their meaning tomorrow. This understanding inspired him to create lasting value and continuously innovate, rather than being bound by past successes. Understanding impermanence is not just a lesson but a way of living. It reminds us that every moment is precious because it will never come again. Instead of fearing change, we can embrace it, knowing that in impermanence lies the opportunity to grow and reinvent ourselves. The sooner we realize this, the easier it becomes to face life's changes with calmness and wisdom. So, the next time you encounter a change, big or small, ask yourself, what can this teach me? Instead of fearing or resisting it, open your heart to it. For only when you accept that everything changes can you truly be free. #### turning inward your safe haven. In the endless hustle of modern life, we are often swept up by pressures from work, family, and societal expectations, the harder we strive to meet external standards, the more lost we can feel. But the Buddha taught that happiness is not found in external pursuits but in understanding and inner peace. The wise do not seek happiness outside. They turn inward to find themselves. This is not just a philosophy but a profound journey to discover the true essence of who we are. Oprah Winfrey's life is a compelling example of this truth. Born into poverty and enduring a turbulent, painful childhood, Oprah could have been defined by her circumstances. Yet, instead of succumbing to despair, she chose to turn inward and listen to her inner voice. Oprah has often shared how meditation helped her find peace amid chaos. Moments of stillness allowed her to understand herself deeply, discern what truly mattered, and let go of what didn't. This practice not only enabled her to overcome challenges, but also transformed her into one of the world's most influential figures, inspiring millions. Oprah's story mirrors what many of us experience. How many times have you felt exhausted trying to meet others' expectations? How often have you worked to please society, only to neglect caring for yourself? The truth is, without taking time to listen to our inner selves, we will always feel empty, no matter how many achievements we accumulate. Meditation isn't something complex or distant. Often, it's as simple as spending a few minutes each day sitting quietly, feeling your breath, and observing your thoughts without judgment. Like a rippling lake that needs time to settle, our minds also need moments of stillness. In this stillness, we can see clearly what we often overlook in the busyness of life. We realize we've worried too much about trivial things or clung to things that aren't truly ours. Another powerful example is Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple. Despite his demanding role in building one of the world's largest tech companies, Jobs made time to meditate. He believed turning inward enhanced his creativity and helped him make wise decisions. Jobs once said that focus was the greatest secret to success, a focus that can only come when the mind is not scattered by distractions. For him, meditation was not just a stress relief tool but a way to connect deeply with himself. Turning inward doesn't just bring peace, it helps us live authentically. When we understand what truly matters to us, we become less swayed by external opinions or pressures. We learn to say no to what doesn't align with our values and courageously choose our own path. This is a profound freedom that only comes from looking within. But turning inward takes courage. When we deeply examine ourselves, we don't only see the positive, we must also face our fears, flaws, and wounds. Things we often avoid can be uncomfortable, but it's the first step toward healing and growth. As Oprah has said, true transformation happens when we face our pain and turn it into strength. Try spending just a few minutes each day listening to yourself. There's no need for complicated rituals. Simply sit, breathe deeply, and ask yourself, what truly makes me happy? What am I worrying about? Is it really important? These simple questions can open the door to a deeper connection with yourself. As you begin this journey inward, you'll realize that every answer you've ever sought externally has always been within you. Your inner self, when heard, is the most reliable guide you'll ever have. In stillness, you'll not only find peace but also discover the strength and meaning of life. And no matter how the world outside changes, you will always have a safe haven, yourself. ### mindfulness and awareness, the guiding light. The modern world is full of distractions. From constant phone notifications and the endless rabbit hole of social media to the relentless pressures of work and life, our attention is often scattered. Have you ever realized you've gone through an entire day without your mind truly being present? Your body may be here, but your thoughts are lost in past regrets or future anxieties. The Buddha taught that mindfulness, the ability to be aware and present in each moment, is the path to freeing ourselves from this chaos. Mindfulness is not something lofty or reserved for monks living in solitude. It's a way of living, an attitude of being fully present. If you can simply be aware of what you're doing and feeling, here and now, you're already practicing mindfulness. However, in reality, this is not easy. Our minds are often hijacked by automatic thoughts, worries about unfinished tasks, anger over hurtful words, or the relentless craving for unfulfilled desires. Without awareness, we live like a boat adrift on the ocean, unsure of where we are or where we're headed. Start small with simple actions in your day. In the morning, instead of rushing into work, take 5 minutes to sit quietly and breathe. Feel the air as it enters and leaves your body. Appreciate each breath as a miracle. Your breath has been with you since the moment you were born and will stay until your final moments. Yet we often overlook it. Focusing on your breath reconnects you to the present, calming your mind after a long night's sleep. Mindfulness can also be practiced while eating. How often do you eat while thinking about unfinished tasks or scrolling through your phone? Are you truly savoring your food, or just eating to get it over with? The Buddha taught that eating mindfully is a form of meditation. When you eat, chew slowly and fully experience the flavors and textures of each bite. This practice not only enhances your enjoyment but also improves digestion, as your mind and body work in harmony. One modern example of mindfulness in action is Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple. Despite leading a hectic life, Jobs made time for meditation and mindfulness. He believed that deep focus on the present moment allowed him to see the essence of problems and make groundbreaking decisions. Jobs famously said that meditation helped him not only reduce stress but also unlock his creativity. When the mind is not overwhelmed by chaotic thoughts, it has the space to explore fresh ideas. Oprah Winfrey offers another powerful example. Amid her demanding schedule, she commits at least 20 minutes a day to meditation. Oprah has shared that mindfulness has been her key to maintaining balance and inner peace despite life's pressures. She once described meditation as the greatest gift you can give yourself. But mindfulness is more than just a solitary practice. It's an approach to life that can be woven into every activity. When walking, instead of rushing, pay attention to each step. Feel your feet touch the ground. Listen to the sounds around you. When working, focus on one task at a time rather than letting your mind be pulled by countless notifications. You'll find that when your mind is fully present, the quality of your work improves dramatically. Mindfulness not only boosts productivity but also helps manage negative emotions. When anger arises, instead of reacting impulsively, pause and take a deep breath. This simple act not only prevents outbursts but also gives you a moment to understand the root of your anger. Ask yourself, why am I upset? Is this truly worth my energy? That brief pause is mindfulness in action, bringing your mind back to clarity and awareness. Moreover, mindfulness can deepen your relationships. When you truly listen to someone, not planning your response or judging their words, you create a space where they feel understood and valued. This fosters deeper connections and helps you empathize with their emotions and needs. Like a lamp illuminating the darkness, mindfulness helps you see reality clearly instead of being lost in the shadows of chaotic thoughts and emotions. It's not just for spiritual practitioners. It's a powerful tool for anyone navigating the challenges of modern life. Mindfulness enables you to not only control your mind but also free yourself from invisible chains. Start today by setting aside just a few minutes to be truly present. You might be surprised to find that even the smallest things in life, your breath, a meal, or a single step, can become sources of inspiration and joy when approached with mindful awareness. In that stillness, you'll discover not only peace but also a guiding light for your every action and decision. Letting go, the true freedom. In life, we often find ourselves tied down by many things. Could be work, possessions, habits, or even thoughts that keep our minds restless. We tend to believe that holding on tightly to everything we have will bring stability and happiness. But in truth, the more we cling, the more exhausted and anxious we become. The Buddha taught that letting go does not mean giving up everything. Rather, it is about learning to release what is unnecessary to achieve true freedom. Think about the things you're holding on to right now. Perhaps it's your phone that you can't seem to put down, a job you believe you can't live without, or a relationship that brings you pain but that you're afraid to leave. Do these things truly bring you happiness? Or do they simply add more stress and attachment? When we refuse to let go, we lose our freedom and are pulled into the cycle of craving, anger, and ignorance, the roots of suffering. Elon Musk, the founder of Tesla and SpaceX, provides a striking example. In 2020, Musk announced that he was selling all his personal possessions, including his luxurious homes, to focus entirely on his mission to advance humanity through space exploration and sustainable technology. He didn't want to be burdened by material possessions, which no longer held value for him. Letting go of unnecessary things allowed Musk to channel all his energy toward his larger vision, propelling him further on his journey of innovation. Not everyone needs to give up all their material possessions like Musk, but his story illustrates the power of letting go. By releasing what no longer serves us, we create space to focus on what truly matters. Another example is Marie Kondo, renowned for her philosophy of decluttering by asking, "Does this bring you joy?" Kondo doesn't advocate discarding everything but encourages keeping only what has meaning and value. This, too, is a form of letting go, holding on to what's essential and releasing what isn't. However, letting go isn't limited to material things. It applies to emotions and relationships as well. Some people in our lives don't bring us happiness but instead add to our burdens. Toxic relationships, unrealistic expectations from others or ourselves, these are all things we must learn to let go of. If you've ever held onto an unhealthy relationship out of fear of loneliness, ask yourself if it's truly worth it. The Buddha said no one can make us suffer unless we allow it. Letting go is not just about self-preservation. It's about safeguarding your peace of mind. When we let go, we don't just shed burdens. We make room for new opportunities. A mind filled with worries, stress, and regret cannot experience joy and freedom. Learning to release allows us to realize that we don't need much to be happy. True peace doesn't come from having more, it comes from needing less. Sometimes, letting go requires courage. We fear losing what is familiar, even when it no longer serves us. But if we don't let go, we cannot move forward. Like a boat that must lift its anchor to set sail, we must release our attachments to explore new horizons. Ask yourself, what truly matters to me? What can I let go of without losing the essence of my life? These questions can help you identify what to hold onto and what to release. Letting go is not a one-time action but a continuous journey. You may not be able to release everything at once, but even small steps can lead to big changes. Start by removing the unnecessary from your daily life, a possession you no longer use, a habit that no longer serves you, or a negative thought that's lingered too long. As you do, you'll begin to feel the lightness and freedom that letting go brings. We live in a world full of pressures and expectations, but you don't have to hold on to everything. True freedom doesn't come from owning more but from knowing when to let go. When you release, you not only liberate yourself but also open the door to new possibilities. Just as Elon Musk found a greater purpose by shedding his possessions, you too can find peace and meaning in life by letting go of what you no longer need. Letting go doesn't mean losing, it means gaining the freedom to live authentically. Cultivating the Bodhisattva spirit. Within every person, no matter their circumstances, lies a seed of kindness and compassion. This seed may be hidden beneath the weight of life's challenges, past wounds, or even selfish desires, but like a tiny sprout beneath hard soil, with care, love, and nourishment, can break through and grow, spreading the light of compassion to the world. The journey to cultivate the Bodhisattva spirit, a heart of compassion and enlightenment, is not about starting with grand gestures, but with small, meaningful actions in everyday life. Compassion is not just about caring for others. It begins with understanding and loving yourself. While this may seem simple, it can be one of the hardest things to do. We often blame ourselves for past mistakes, shortcomings, or unmet goals. To nurture compassion, you must first learn to forgive yourself. Forgiveness does not mean excusing mistakes but accepting yourself as an imperfect being with both weaknesses and immense potential. Start your journey with small acts of kindness, like performing one kind deed each day. It doesn't have to be something grand or extraordinary. could be helping someone cross the street, listening to a friend in distress, or simply smiling at a stranger. These small gestures not only alleviate others' struggles, but also enrich the compassion within your own heart. In a Buddhist story, a bodhisattva once found a small injured sparrow lying on the ground. Though others criticized the act as futile, the bodhisattva took the time to care for the bird, bandaging its wing and protecting it from harm. This simple act of kindness inspired those around him, awakening their own compassion. The story reminds us that compassion can start with the smallest acts, yet its impact can be immeasurable. A modern example of compassion can be seen in the story of Malala Yousafzai, the advocate for children's education. After surviving a violent attack for speaking out about girls' right to education, Malala chose forgiveness over hatred. She has said that forgiving her attackers not only brought her inner peace, but also inspired hope for millions of children worldwide. Malala's compassion is a reminder that even in the face of adversity, we can cultivate compassion and bring positive change to the world. Compassion is not just an action but a state of mind. Living with compassion allows you to see the world through a lens of empathy and understanding. Instead of criticizing or judging, you begin to put yourself in others' shoes and see why they act the way they do. This mindset not only fosters harmony in relationships but also brings peace to your own heart. Think of a time when someone hurt you. Instead of letting resentment weigh down your heart, try forgiving them. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting the pain but letting go of anger to find peace within yourself. As the Dalai Lama said, when you forgive, you don't change the past, but you change the future. Forgiveness is not just a gift to others but one of the most precious gifts you can give yourself. The journey to cultivate the Bodhisattva spirit is not a destination. It's a lifelong path. Along the way, there will be moments of disappointment, frustration, and doubt. But remember, every act of kindness and every moment of forgiveness, no matter how small, contributes to making the world a better place. These small changes, when combined, create transformative ripples. Compassion is not just a gift for others but a flame that warms your own soul during the coldest days. When you plant seeds of kindness, you not only enrich your own life but also illuminate the lives of those around you. Never underestimate the power of compassion. It can change not only an individual's life but an entire community. Just as the Bodhisattva's small act of saving the sparrow inspired many. Begin today by listening to the voice of your heart. You don't need to make grand gestures. Just one small, sincere act of kindness is enough. When you do, you'll realize that compassion is not just a seed but a guiding light. It lights the path for you and helps those around you find peace and happiness. Life is an ever-flowing stream, and each day offers an opportunity to change, to live more deeply. The teachings of impermanence, mindfulness, and compassion are not lofty ideals. They are guiding lights illuminating every step of your journey. Remember, you are not alone on this path. We are all seekers of peace, and the light of awareness is always there, if only we pause and look deeply within. So, are you ready? Ready to let go of unnecessary burdens, to listen to your own breath, and to live a more authentic life? Don't wait for a perfect day, because this very moment is the best starting point for your journey. Take a step, gently and freely, and don't forget to share your light with those around you. Perhaps your awakening will inspire someone else to find their own path. In the end, what truly matters to you on this journey? Let that question guide you every day.